Hi, everybody. Welcome to When Calls the Hallmarkies. And this is the show where we love talking all about When Calls the Heart. And today we are recapping season 13, episodes 2 and 3. We've got a lot of drama happening in Hope Valley and Benson Hills. It's pretty intense, and it's going to be fun to talk about. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and Caroline's here.
Hey,
How are you doing?
good.
So, how are you feeling about the beginning of season 13?
I I have been surprised how well all three episodes have flowed together, and
Mm-hmm.
like none of the three have seemed like filler episodes. It's been drama every episode,
Yeah, I'd
and
agree. We haven't really gotten a filler episode yet. I'm sure we will, get a
mm-hmm,
couple. But yeah, they've all been pretty action packed for One Calls the Heart,
mm-hmm.
at least.
And like so much drama this early on.
Yeah,
Like it feels like something even bigger is going to happen later
yeah,
on. You know what I mean? Like I I still believe a proposal is going to happen
yeah.
mid season. It has to, or like early late season. But I think some more of that's going to happen
Like
later on. Like
I'm sure they will continue to string it along as long as they possibly can. I still wouldn't be surprised if that's like in the finale. I wouldn't be surprised if
mm-hmm,
they string it that long. But yeah, it's becoming really nonsensical. I mean, I know that these shows are not historically accurate, but I mean, this is a time when you basically needed a chaperone in order to be
mm-hmm.
in public with somebody of the opposite sex. So the idea of them literally spending like months and months and months and housing it out in Fullerton, and it's absurd. It's ridiculous. Uh, Come on. They
Yeah,
just need to get married. It's absurd.
it's funny.
So they just need to do it. They need to do it. And I'm surprised that the Hardys aren't kind of more upset about it. For how upset they were about her dating a saloon owner, you think they'd be more upset with her shacking up with
Yeah,
Nathan. Like, come on, where are your standards?
I think it's kind of like a running joke now about it's taking them so long to get engaged. You
Yeah,
know.
it's absurd. There's no other way to say it. It really is, and they need to fix that as, as soon as possible. But we
But
have
they
two
really are
episodes.
acting married. Like
Yeah,
they just need it to be official.
yeah, they practically common law marriage at this
Yeah.
point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's absurd. But we have the episode 2 is called Up in Smoke, and I'm a little sad that they seem to be basically done with the insulin plot. I was
Mm-hmm.
hoping, because that was such a good, rare, historically accurate plot point that was interesting and compelling, well done. I'm a little sad that they kind of abandoned that it's sort of done.
Yeah. Maybe something will happen later on that they maybe somebody else, maybe someone from Benson Hills, or you know what I mean? Like it hope
Maybe
maybe something.
I don't think so. I think they're done with
Yeah.
it. I mean, we got a little bit in them making sure the generator was working
Mm-hmm.
for the freezer, but that I think that kind of moment is about all we're going to get going forward, which I think is a bit of a shame because that was
Mm-hmm.
one of my all-time favorite One Calls the Heart plots.
Because Charlotte comes back later on in the season, they say. So maybe
Hmm.
it has to do something with the insulin
That's a good
clinic.
point. That's true. I would like
Mm-hmm.
that because I don't know. I just thought it was really clever to work in something that actually happened in Canada right around that time, and gave some weight to. As obviously, it would very much affect Elizabeth, and
I know they said in interviews before they don't want to harp on like the diabetes diagnosis too
hmm
much because
hmm
because it's just sad, for a little kid. So maybe something else dramatic's going to happen with the insulin clinic, not directly affecting little Jack, but maybe
hmm
something. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're so funny on When Calls the Heart. They don't want emotional scenes until they do want them, and then they go crazy. Like it's either like almost nothing, no conflict, very
Mm-hmm.
little. And then they'll like every once in a while they'll just randomly be like, this insane thing happened, and then they're upset that their audience is upset. And I'm like, how can you be surprised?
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing? It's not like they're Game of Thrones watchers who are used to multiple people like just things dying at random, like that. The audience is not prepared
No.
for these
I think
things.
everyone still has PTSD from
Oh
season
yeah.
5.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcast, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/Hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies. So anyway, this Up in Smoke, it's Nathan responds to a wildfire in Goldie National Park while Elizabeth leads relief work in Hope Valley.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel they did as far as the production of this whole fire sequence and fire, like with the action, with the visual effects, with the different thing? How did you feel about the fire element of
Well,
this?
I was surprised how well done it actually was. Like it was intense, but it wasn't like too intense. It was Hallmark intense. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And but it still pulled at your heartstring, and I was still anxious about the kids. But like I thought the special effects and everything were pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely going to be people who will be like, "Oh, that looked so fake," blah 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 blah, and it's not like it looked super realistic. I understand, but I think for the budget that we're working with, I think it actually looked pretty good. I think
Mm-hmm.
they did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look at everything in life in terms of context,
Mm-hmm.
like this. I mean, the only way they could have, I think, made it better is if they decided to make the fire more contained, and then they could have made it more realistic. But they had
Mm-hmm.
it be sort of sprawling and big. They went with that decision, so then that forced it to be all 100%, pretty much all 100% visual effects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it did look like the fire was kind of, it looked like it was kind of jello on the trees.
Yeah.
Um, but I think for the budget they had, I think it actually looked pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see I thought really good movie with about fire with the visual effects incredible. Last year there was a movie called The Lost Bus, and obviously this is a feature film made by Apple. It's a totally different dynamic, but it was really good. I thought it was very underrated from last year. It's Matthew McConaughey, and he plays this bus driver, and he has to get this bus of kids out of the Paradise Fire
Oh
in
wow.
California. Yeah, and it's a very simple disaster movie where
Mm-hmm.
it's just how are we going to get through this? And there's one
Mm-hmm.
obstacle after another obstacle, and it was so odd to me. Like a lot of the reviews were like, "Oh, this didn't have a very good script." I'm like, "Script? What are you talking about? Like, there's very little dialogue. It's just a disaster movie. It's getting from one
Yeah.
point to the next point. Like it's script. Like what? I don't know. People are interesting sometimes, but I really thought it was quite compelling and intense. And so if you have Apple, like Apple Plus, you can watch it on there. And I thought it was quite good. And there's also another really good one, although this one is very sad. There's a movie called Only the Brave, and that
Mm-hmm.
probably has the best fire visual effects. Again, these are feature films. That's a totally different comparison. It's not the same thing, but the visual effects are absolutely amazing. Like it looks so real. And
Mm-hmm.
if you watch Only the Brave, you can see Natalie Hall, our friend Natalie Hall.
Oh
She's
wow,
yeah, she's in that
that's
one.
cool.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, those are two fire films that you can
Um,
check out
I
and that were quite
don't know,
good.
like Edify Films. They make the Wind Calls the Heart DVDs and stuff, and they
Oh,
have
okay.
the after show with the cast and crew,
Oh,
and it airs like right after the episode on YouTube,
oh,
and they I watched a clip about them talking to the special effects guy and the production designer and everybody talking about the fire and how they had to do like they had smoke machines and everything and all the soot and stuff they put on their faces and stuff. Like it was
yeah,
like an all day shoot for those scenes, like because they had to do all the like special effects and everything.
yeah. I am a little sad that they burnt down the theater because
Yes.
they've been promising that for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think it would be so much fun to see Rosemary directing a play, bossing everyone around. Like there's so much comic potential,
Well,
and like I would love that to see like I don't know her getting so frustrated with Hickam trying to be Hamlet, or you know what I mean?
yeah.
Something like that would be really funny.
Um, there were some not spoilers, but like Pascal saying like there's some scenes coming up that you never seen Elizabeth and Nathan like this before, and like she has a director's hat on in like one of the
Oh,
promos,
okay.
so maybe they end up doing a play, like but it's like in town or something because I don't know.
Yeah,
They were just talking about like new roles for them and stuff, and how you never seen them before. So I would love to see them
yeah.
do another like a legit play because last year was it last year? It all runs together now. They did the radio show.
Oh yeah, I can't remember when that was either, but yeah,
I think it was last year, and
that was fun. I like
yeah,
that.
so I would love to see them actually do a like a legit
Hmm.
play and
Yeah,
Hickam in the starring role because I love that so much. I love their dynamic so much,
yeah.
and that'd be real fun.
Yeah. So Bill gets too much smoke, and so he's out, and it did kind of make me laugh because obviously I was concerned with Bill, but just because in the interview junket that we did with Kavan, he was
Hmm.
saying that they always are teasing
But how old he is? Yeah,
Jack
yeah,
Wagner about how old he is,
yeah,
which I didn't know was a thing, but I thought it was funny. And so when he like can't breathe and all this stuff, I couldn't help but think, okay, is I couldn't help
yeah.
but think of that.
Poor Kevin picks on Jack like all the time. It's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I immediately thought about season 10 when Bill had the lung issue that was healed by the hot
Mm,
springs. I immediately thought, oh no, they're gonna bring back that illness. But
I
I,
forgot about that.
I'm glad it was just the smoke inhalation. But
Mm,
Molly putting Bill straight about Faith, that about behaving for Faith, that made me so laugh so hard. Like that was
yeah.
just so funny. I love Molly.
Well, I mean, I almost would think, are they going to try that again, Molly and Bill? Because they like teased it for a little bit and then all of a sudden it was over. But
I
I
think
think that Georgie's still coming back.
mm-hmm.
So
And Molly is with Jed.
is she actually with Jed or
Because she said she was going to Jed's house.
did she?
Maybe maybe I was thinking of something else.
It could
Maybe
be.
she
It could be, it's hard to pick on my everything. But I was like, I wasn't sure because it seemed like that was one of those things that they just kind of brought up and then dropped and never, addressed again.
maybe I was
But
maybe
it
I was
could
thinking
be, it
about
could
something
be.
last season. I don't know. But I
But
still think
I don't think they will because of Georgie
mhm.
is coming back.
But I do hope Molly gets a legit um romance this season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the plot is with, because of course Melissa Gilbert it's kind of a little bit of a controversy right now, with her husband and everything. But obviously they wouldn't have known about that, but it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
There were some spoilers like during the Hardy's family reunion about a polygraph machine
Oh.
that Georgie brings to town.
Oh. Oh.
So I guess it has to do with the fire investigation, I would think.
Oh, you're probably right. That's smart.
So
Yeah.
so that would be fun to see her see the polygraph, how they use that.
So the first of the kids, I mean, these kids, they get rescued pretty quick. It's they're on like the walking path. Things are pretty safe for them. Rescue Opal and Allie, who are smart to cover their mouths with the fabric, and then Oliver takes Allie on the back.
That was so cute.
That was pretty swoony. It was pretty good. It's like,
and like
wow.
Nathan kind of watching that's my girl. That's my girl, Oliver.
Yeah.
It was cute.
I mean, how far do you think that they will take this? Do you think? I mean, do you think that they are going to have them actually like have a relationship, or I mean, because she graduates this year, right?
Yeah, and I don't know how old Oliver is. Like, do we know how old Oliver is?
Maybe they've said it, but I don't know off the top of my head.
I can't remember. I know.
Yeah.
Based on a spoiler preview I saw yesterday, they had a birthday party. So another birthday party. It's Oliver's birthday party, but it doesn't say how old he is. So depending on how old Oliver is, because Allie's what 17. So maybe that I would love to see Allie in a relationship with Oliver and seeing how Nathan handles it.
Yeah.
Because just from that and seeing how Elizabeth kind of puts him in his place about certain things, it would just be comedic gold.
I would love to see some of this sort of next generation of characters kind of becomes more series regulars. I mean, Allie is, but get her own sort of standalone plots.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice.
I noticed her name getting towards the not towards the top, but like she's listed like on the actual credits now, and not just with the kids now. So
and more Opal this season than we've gotten in a long time, and just especially in the next episode, just way more of the kids in general, because post COVID we barely got any of the kids. For a couple years.
I'm so glad we have more kids, and more younger kids from this past yesterday or episode 3. I love seeing Elizabeth.
Yeah, I think it's really good because Erin is so good with the kids, and so she shines, and Elizabeth sort of shines as a character when she is with the kids, I think. And it was interesting in my interview with Alex. She said that her first day, she was, real nervous. First day on set, she said that Erin was her first visitor, came and welcomed her to this, the set, and that she didn't even know who she was or anything, and that Erin welcomed her to the set and everything, and I thought, oh, that must be part of the reason why she has such a good bond with these kids, is that she puts time and outside of on set, like goes the extra mile to welcome them and all of that kind of thing, which is very, very sweet. And I hope y'all have checked out my interview with Alex. She is delightful, very impressive, and really enjoyed getting to talk with her.
Hey, this is David from the Piecing It Together podcast, a podcast about movies and the movies that inspire them. For over 4 years, each week, a guest and I take a look at a new movie through the lens of what other movies we think were either an influence or connect in some other way. It's a fun, unique way to discuss films that leads to a great list of other movies to check out that either explore the same themes and ideas or maybe utilize similar filmmaking techniques. Including special episodes in our side series that twist the format, we've done over 200 episodes, so there's bound to be one on a film you've been thinking about and want to dig deeper into. So check us out on all the major podcasting apps and at piecingpod.com.
The fire, so then they rescue Cooper and Toby.
And all the moms waiting for the children, like that was sweet to see.
Yeah,
and
it was.
When Allie ran to Elizabeth, I thought that was sweet.
Yeah,
like, and
yeah,
it was
nice.
it was a more of a motherly moment, not as like teacher. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So then we have that the fire is moving to Benson Hills, and of course Hickam is the most concerned because that's his family's there, and we've met his sister. We had met previously, who is the mayor.
I love her.
Yeah,
I love Maisie.
she's great. She's great. Yeah. And so then Gowan, May, and Hickam, they're going to Benson Hills. And then they're going to turn the visitor center into a refugee center, basically. It's a visitor center for a different kind of visitor than we expected. That was good. And then Lucas is out digging to try to create like a firewall. And he says, dig like it might turn on a dime, because it might. That was a good one too. These were two pretty good episodes for Lucas, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, like Team Lucas fans should be entertained, because he gets like hunky moments, he gets commanding moments, he gets great moments with the kids. Like, I mean, they should love these episodes.
But I've seen some people still upset that they're putting him with Edie. I'm like, y'all, they have good chemistry. Like, come on. I'm like, come on.
Wait, what do they want him to? I mean, they still want him to be with Elizabeth?
Yes.
I mean, come on. I mean, that would be insane. At this point. But I think that has pretty good chemistry, Edie and Lucas. I'm satisfied with it.
I am too. And I love that, like, we're watching it, like we're watching their relationship grow and seeing the bond change from just being like friends to like, oh, like I'm attracted to this person.
Yeah, you know I mean, it's always a tricky dynamic when you have like a workplace romance, which is basically what this is, and especially since he's the governor, like you don't want it to feel skeevy at all. Him in a position of power, so it's tricky, the writing, and the performing, but I think they're doing a good job with that and pulling that off. So then they did make sure just to let us all know that there's a backup generator for the insulin for the freezer. So we're good. We're okay. And it was, I mean, Lucas with the magic show. I mean, what else could you possibly want from this character?
That was pretty cute.
Very, very sweet. Very, very, very sweet. And endearing, I would think about it.
It reminded me so much of like season 6 Lucas, like when he first arrived, like the suave, like I like that a lot.
Well, not even just like the suave, like the endearing, sweet. The reason why that so many of us moved over from being a little suspect of him to being, endeared. This is the Lucas who buys the library. This is the Lucas who, is really friends with little Jack, and just like a sweet, kind, nice man.
And like he took the role of governor like to heart. Like, okay, I got to comfort these people.
Yeah.
Like, and that was really sweet.
It really was. It was very nice.
And Chris is a dad in real life, so like you could see
that's true.
See that come to life.
That's a good point. Camera. Yeah. And we have this man taking the whole thing of cans, whole crate.
he pushed Ned. I'm like, no,
Yeah,
sir.
I was like, what?
Like, no, I was so upset. I'm like, don't do that to Ned.
It's like a super villain here. We
Yeah.
got.
I mean, no one messes with Ned. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, geez. I mean, especially in a time of crisis.
Neat. Yeah.
I mean, I know people can be very selfish, but I mean, you would be selfish in a way that's like somewhat sensical. What is he going to do? He's literally in their town. He's going to run off with a giant, right?
Yep. It's crazy.
Like that was nuts, but funny. And so then yeah, but it was a hunky moment for Oliver because he gets to arrest him.
Yeah, that was in Allie
That was pretty
watching.
good.
Yeah,
Yep,
that was
yep,
cute.
yep.
And
And
Was Elizabeth? She did she watch Allie watch Oliver, or did I?
I
Or
can't
no,
remember. I
I
didn't
can't
write that
remember.
down. I didn't write that
Okay.
down. But this one we get introduced to Gwendolyn.
Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah, and she's grumpy little sour pass.
Understandably so, after dealing with all that trauma of first the fire, and then like you got lost from your dad and having to come to a
Yeah.
whole new town.
Yeah. And also sort of a resistance of investing in things that could be taken away or just that are temporary, that kind of a
Yeah.
feeling for a kid of like
hmm
of insecurity, I think is
Yeah,
what you
that's true.
captured. And
hmm
yeah, I thought that she was good. She did the part well, that it wasn't too much though, too over the
That's
top.
true.
Like
That's true.
you could believe it, and it's a good foil for Rosemary.
I love it. Yeah, I can't wait to
Hmm.
see that dynamic change over
Hmm.
the. I hope she stays the whole season. I hope she, because I would love to
Yeah,
see how that pseudo family of four
yeah. Hmm.
grows.
So they asked Gwendolyn to be Goldie's babysitter, which was
That
cute.
was so cute.
That
Yeah.
was really cute. Yeah,
And the little Ellie who plays Goldie, she seemed to really like Alex, and
yeah. I felt that
that was
too. Yeah,
that was really cute.
yeah. She is adorable.
I can't. She is so cute.
And Common said in his interview, he said that basically Pascal chose her. Well,
Oh,
and that
yeah, I remember
Pascal
that. Yeah,
insisted upon that they needed to have a baby. They didn't want them to have a baby. They didn't want to do that, but she was like, "No, these characters need to have a
yeah.
child." And then I guess she looked at there were some options, and she was like, "This is the one," and is kind of how he described it.
hmm I
So
love that Rosemary. I love that Pascal was really cheering hard for the pregnancy and baby,
yeah.
but Kevin was like, I don't want no baby. Like it was.
Well, yeah, because he said he's like, I already did all of that, in my
Yeah.
family.
And then he
Which,
talked about the horse, not the horse stories, but the difficulty of dealing with like the little Jack babies and stuff, and having to like the twins and everything, and how you had to be real careful of like the timing on set and everything,
yeah,
and how
it's
they had to. It's a lot.
it is. I mean, obviously, it should be. We need to, they
hmm
be careful about children, but yeah, it's that's why they were trying to avoid it.
hmm But Lee really shines as Goldie's dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Like
cute. Yeah.
he's a girl dad, and I
I
can't
think
wait to
Pascal
see.
was right that they did kind of need that for their
hmm
couple,
Yeah.
that for the it'd be one thing if they were sort of wrapping up the show, but it seems like it doesn't seem like that's the case. I mean,
No.
we know there's a whole nother season coming up, 14,
hmm
and probably more than that. So you can only do that sort of infertility plot so long.
hmm
So
And it gets
I'm
too
glad she did.
depressing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny. Like Pat, Rosemary and Lee were married 6 years before they had Goldie, and my parents, they were the exact same boat. They found out they were pregnant with me and my brothers when they were after their 6 years
Oh,
like
wow.
anniversary. So I thought that was pretty cool that it
Yeah.
happened at the same time.
Yeah. So then we have, let's see, where am I? I did like the moment Allie says to Oliver, "You kind of saved my life."
Yeah, that was so cute.
That's
I
good.
just love it. So, Aaron coined them Aliver. So I'm like,
Oh,
I'm team Aliver. So
ooh,
yeah,
yeah. I'm
she
Team Oliver too.
Aaron's been like she's like been cheerleading like this whole
Yeah,
Aliver thing. So it was kind of funny. Yeah,
that is funny. Yeah, I think that will be fun, and I think that Jada has really stepped it up the last 2, 3 seasons. We've seen a
agree.
lot of growth from her as an actress, I think, which is nice to
Hmm.
see.
And I love seeing how the adult actors like Kevin and Aaron and everybody seem to really like cheer her on and like
Yeah,
stuff. I thought that was really sweet.
I do too. So then we have we have Edie sleeping in Lucas's office. And he's like, "You could have
Hmm.
taken a hotel room." She's like, "I didn't want to take it from the refugees."
She's a
And
refugee.
that's true. That was a cute, like little flirty moment, though. It was
Yeah.
fun.
Hmm.
I felt the chemistry. I think
Yeah,
it's
I do
there.
too. I do too. And like it's natural. It's not like he's
Hmm.
jumping at the gun. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Like
it's
they have to
friend
be
like.
careful because he's the governor and he's, kind of sort of her boss or leader at
Hmm.
least. And so you just have to be careful how you manage those kinds of
Technically,
relationships.
technically they were enemies to lovers, basically,
Yeah,
or
that's true.
enemies to friends, and enemies to friends to
Hmm.
lovers. Like
You just
it's
have to be
so.
careful when you have one character as a position of power and, and then in a romance kind of dynamic. But I think they're doing a good job with it.
I do wonder what's going to happen with him as governor. Like, is he gonna like it's just a one term and done like type thing?
Hmm. Hmm.
And seeing
Yeah,
how that goes with Edie, that'll be really interesting to
it
see.
will. That will be interesting. And he gives her the Garrison coin.
I love that scene so much. That
Yeah,
was so
and
cute. Yeah.
they kind of hold hands, which was
Hmm.
cute.
And
I
then
love a
she's like,
good handhold.
like she's gonna turn him in. Like that was pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Jokingly.
I really love in When Calls the Heart when you get these sort of satisfying secondary romances.
Hmm.
Uh, we ha- so we had May and Hickam that I loved that.
I
I
loved so
loved
much.
Ned and Florence. I absolutely loved
Hmm.
that one. But it seems like it's been a little bit of a while since May and Hickam.
Hmm.
Because everybody obviously we're still so focused on Elizabeth, but I love when they, you had like
Hmm.
Ava and Jesse, and I just really like it when they do this.
Me too.
So I hope that it's fun that we can talk about Lucas and Edie, we can talk about Allie and Oliver, we can talk about these other relationships.
And the all three episodes so far have seemed like there is all focus on the community, not just Elizabeth and Nathan, but they are the main focus. But it's about the community. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
So Nathan, he's working like through the night, and he says, "Do you have any idea how much I love you?"
That was
And
sweet.
that might have been a nice time to say, like, let's just get married.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to be actually, if it was me and I was in the writer's room, that's how I would actually encourage them to do it, is to make it, because she's already gotten the massive candles,
Hmm.
proposal. You're not going to be able to match that.
Yeah.
And
And
so,
I,
I,
here's what I
yeah,
think was going to happen. Like Nathan's going to be planning to propose, and then like while they're hanging out as a family or something, or after the kids have gone to bed or something, like Elizabeth just brings it up like about wedding, and Nathan just proposes
yeah.
like right then and there.
I would
It,
encourage that. I think that would be more romantic and it would be so different from Jack's proposal that you really couldn't even compare the two. And I think that would be smart.
and
If
Lucas's
because
like Lucas's was kind of
I can't remember what
Jack,
Lucas's was.
Jack Jack was involved. Like little Jack was involved too. So I I remember Aaron saying something how it's going to be different than the other two proposals. She said hypothetically, because of course they can't tell the proposal is happening, but everyone knows it's going to happen.
Right.
And
Right.
so
I just
maybe
think that makes sense because,
Elizabeth actually proposes. That would be really
that
interesting.
would be good. But because if you have Nathan there with, Bed Bath and Beyond candles sell out, like that, that will just be, you just be comparing it to Jack. And, you don't want that. You want it to be its own thing.
I think they're very conscious about comparing the relationships,
Mm-hmm.
that it's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
I know Erin has said multiple times she wants it to be different, and she said Elizabeth's ready for marriage, so
I would hope so.
we're ready for
Come
the
on,
marriage.
Elizabeth. We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, Hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/Hallmarkies.
I forgot to write down who says this, but at some point you have to look up and take in the new landscape and hope for something beautiful to arrive from the ashes.
I think Elizabeth said that.
Was it Elizabeth?
Yeah,
I forgot to write down. And it says, we can rebuild, but first we have to mourn.
That was one of my favorite quotes of the episode. I love that. That you can mourn, and then you can rebuild.
Yeah. So Lee is very upset, and he is sure that it's McGinty. He's ready to practically tar and feather McGinty.
Yeah, McGinty is something else.
Yeah. I would love to interview that actor, especially, I think it was Kevin in his junket interview who said that this guy is really method. He gets he gets really into it and everything. So I would love to talk to him because it's got to be fun to play an outright just sniveling villain.
Yeah, and we need a villain back in Hope Valley, in my opinion.
Yeah, we do.
And did you know that he played Pascal? The actor played Pascal's, I think, father on the show called Arctic Air that was in Canada. Yeah, Pascal posted some throwbacks with them together, and so it will be. Hopefully, maybe Rosemary and him will have a scene together. I don't know, but I really like the villain aspect, and hopefully he'll stay and still be the villain. So,
let's see one thing real quick.
Because Henry, of course, he's no longer the villain, but I feel like we need somebody to everyone to hate together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the episode is back. Next episode is back to school. And it's Elizabeth welcomes new students as Nathan and Bill investigate wildfire. So this was a fun episode just because it was all about Elizabeth and the kids. Which again, for a bunch of seasons, because they filmed a bunch of seasons close together. So there are a lot of those COVID rules and stuff like that were for multiple seasons, it seems like. And we just did not see the kids very much for a while. And so I'm very happy to have an episode like this.
Yeah, me too.
It starts out with Nathan bringing Elizabeth flowers. So evidently, there's still flowers. Those weren't hurt in the fire.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but that's so true. He found some, I guess so.
Gwendolyn doesn't want to wear a dress. Doesn't want to wear Rosemary's dress that she made for her.
That was cute, yeah. And Cat, I call him Cat. Lee was like, "You don't have to wear the dress," and Rosemary was so mad,
So then you have Edie. She's doing this legal clinic, and she's talking to Lucas about it, and he agrees to come and help. And that's, especially if you're dealing in an emergency situation, like to make a firm commitment like that, that's probably risky.
Yeah.
But he
as
does.
soon as he said like he'll be there, I'm like, something's gonna happen. Yeah. I'm like, come on, dude. I'm like, we all know better.
So at the school, they have all the Benson Hill kids, including one who is kind of antagonizing Allie a little bit.
I love that. Yeah. What's
So
his name? Rupert.
I didn't write down his name, but do we think that's going to be sort of like maybe a little bit of a dynamic with her and this new kid, and then with Oliver and the three of them, kind of maybe?
Maybe. I didn't even think about that, but that would be interesting to see. Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. And then, so we have this whole thing with Molly saying that she saw someone with kerosene going into the park.
Yes.
She's like, it just looked like a kerosene thing, but she's not sure. It was from a distance. She's not sure it was McGinty. She thinks it was. And so Lee pounces on that. He's like, you need to arrest him. And they're like, wait, we need more evidence. We need more evidence.
Yes. Smart.
And then we have this dynamic between Hickam and his sister. And he says, let us watch over you.
That was sweet.
Yeah. And then he confronts McGinty. And Rosemary says to Lee, you can do anything you put your mind to. And Lee says, am I talking to a reporter or my wife?
That was cute. And how Nathan and Rosemary both were like about a criminal, like, and all this. That was pretty funny. Yeah.
And she's like, no comment.
Yeah.
So we have Oliver. He starts reading Julius Caesar.
That was so cute.
Because this is what this battle back and forth between this kid and Allie was over at school. One of the things was Julius Caesar, and so he's all of a sudden reading Julius Caesar.
That was cute.
Which I've never read it, and I have never seen it. And that's one of the Shakespeare that's a blind spot for me. Of course I've seen Romeo and Juliet many times. I've seen Much Ado About Nothing many times. And Macbeth I've seen many. I just have never seen Julius Caesar. I would like to, but
in my 11th grade literature class in high school, we had to read Julius Caesar.
Oh, you did? See, we did Romeo and Juliet. I feel like that's really common, Romeo and Juliet, which is kind of bonkers when you think about it. I mean, I guess
it really is
for teenagers. I mean, I guess obviously the characters are teenagers, and it is a good message as far as like letting our prejudices divide us. The two families and their hate for each other divide what should be a beautiful love. But it's also the ending is not necessarily the best ideas to be given to teenagers.
That's true. We did Romeo and Juliet in 10th grade, and then Julius Caesar.
You did?
Okay. We had to do a Shakespeare, like one Shakespeare thing every year.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, we did Romeo and Juliet, and we also did Merchant of Venice. Which is also kind of a weird one
Macbeth
to do.
Too.
Oh, Macbeth, yeah. So anyway, but this dynamic between Allie and this kid is fun, and she wasn't the only one. There were a bunch of sort of little rivalries of the students, and that was fun to see Elizabeth try to manage that.
And little Jack calling her Mrs. Thornton, like that just made me laugh as a teacher's kid, like. Cause I call my mom at school.
Yeah, and Elizabeth gives leaves of grass to
that was cute.
Oliver.
And she can see, she can sense, like, okay,
She
my
knows.
pseudo daughter is in, like, falling teenage love and with this guy, and
And he says, "Oh,
it's
I'm not the poetry type." And she's like, "Maybe you should be."
that was so cute.
It
Like, she's
was.
catching on it, but Nathan, probably sweet little Nathan, is probably still oblivious to it all,
Uh,
and I can't wait to see how he reacts to when he finally catches on, like, what's going on.
so then Rosemary, she makes brownies, and this is the kind of thing that I like to do just because I think it's fun. So I looked up when were brownies invented?
Mm-hmm.
1893. So
Oh,
they go pretty far back,
I
farther
did
than I
not.
would have thought. I would have guessed that was a little bit more modern brownies,
Mm-hmm.
but
Me
no,
too.
1893. So uh,
Now I want brownies.
yeah. So then we have Gwendolyn. She kind of likes the fact that Lee was sort of tough on McGinty.
Mm-hmm.
That she's impressed by that. And then
And
there's a cute scene where he teaches her how to carve.
yes, I love that. And
Mm-hmm.
you can really see Lee as, like, a full on girl dad, and, like, how he responds, and
Yeah.
it's just so sweet. And
And I
um,
feel like we've seen him carve
the
before. Am I crazy?
she did we did I forget what
Yeah.
season now, but was
Yeah.
it
I
not
feel
season
like
9 season?
something like that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
just I
it
feel like
runs
we've seen
together
it.
now. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
the
yeah, that was fun.
when Gwendolyn came to Hope Valley, it was just her and her dad, right? So, like, she's been with just her dad for this long time, so bonding with Lee makes sense to
Yeah.
me, and
That's a good point. That's
not
true.
Rosemary. Well, I
Yeah.
hopefully she bonds with Rosemary as the season goes on,
I'm sure she will. Yeah.
but
But
seeing her with
that's a good
Lee is
point.
just,
Yeah.
it's really sweet. And I think Rosemary, like, bring the brownies out to him, like, that was, she knew they both needed that moment. That
Yeah.
was cute.
Especially now that I've interviewed Coven and Alex and know how well they got along and everything. Like
That's
it
sweet.
adds sort of a layer of sweetness that from just watching it. But evidently the insurance companies are being terrible and they're denying all these claims. And so that's part of the reason why Edie wants to do this meeting, have Lucas be there and everything. And Edwin shows up and he is like ready to
Edwin. I love Edwin.
he's ready to take full advantage of the situation and bringing in
And
Benjamin Candlewell.
he talked about it like he needed a photo op, and Lucas was like, "That's exactly why I didn't want a photo op." It was funny.
Yeah. And he's in the middle of a labor dispute and all this stuff. And Lucas is frustrated, but they want to do this like dinner. And he's like, I have this other commitment. And you knew that thing was not going to end well.
No,
No, he should have at least sent a letter. Like that's what he could have done. He could have sent anybody over
he
there
should have
with a
told
note.
Edie. Yeah, he really should have said, "Oh, Edie, like, listen, like, this thing came up that I
But
need
I
to
don't think
do."
there's a phone in the school.
True,
Yeah,
but
so he could have just sent somebody over there with a note
mm-hmm.
saying to tell her that I'm really sorry. At least that would have been something. She would be less mad.
That's
Probably
true.
still mad, but less mad. And then we have May that found a picture of baby Michael
Oh,
to give to the sister. And then May asks her to stay with them, one sister to another. That was very
that
nice.
was yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, I love May. She's the
I do
best.
too.
She's great. And then Nathan says, this case is testing me. And especially because Lee wants things to move faster, so that's
Mm-hmm.
hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that you have, I think it's Elizabeth who says, oh, I would tell them to stop and take a breath. Too
Yeah.
bad there's no field day for grown-ups.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Also,
And
like when she says when they have that whole hide and seek thing, you were
yeah, I
supposed
like
to
being
hide.
found.
That was
Yeah.
that was fun. That was flirty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I thought I'd go straight to the found part.
And Nathan, that was my favorite part. I'm like, okay, that was cute.
So then
They
Edie
used that
would,
scene. They used that scene to tease a proposal happening. So I knew exactly when. Like that was not going to be the proposal because that's happened before. That
yeah,
they teased proposals before, and it's not the scene that they teased. So I'm like, okay.
yeah, they're good at that on this
Mm-hmm.
show. So then you have Edie waiting for Lucas because he's late with the Caldwell, Cantwell, and he misses it.
I knew
And
it. I just knew it.
And then you also have this scene with Cooper and Toby where they had done a little fire for some lunch or whatever, and they worry that they started the fire, that
Bless their
they didn't put it
hearts.
out, right, or whatever. And so they're, very upset about
Mm-hmm.
that. And I mean, I do think it probably just takes some time to be able to if they can tell if there's kerosene or whatever
Mm-hmm.
on the premise, that then they would know. But
If
it
I
probably
remember
takes.
early on when Nathan came, like they said he was a good investigator.
Yeah,
So maybe later on, like he starts to really
that's a good
investigate.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and Bill is too.
that's
Whatever
true.
Bill's job is now, is he the judge? Is he whatever
Yeah,
he
I don't know
is?
what
Yeah,
his job
yeah,
is.
yeah. Pseudo
His
Mountie, like
Yeah, I've lost track of what Bill's job
investigator. Yeah,
is. There we go. So that is these two episodes. A lot of fun, a lot of good moments. Let us know if you're listening what you think. What do you think of the episodes? What do you think what's going on? How do you feel about the season so far? We want to hear your thoughts. And Caroline, where can people find you?
on Twitter at Meta Caroline or on Instagram Hallmarkies Caroline 3.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. So check that out. And make sure you're following us at Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media. If you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. We really, really appreciate that. And if you are watching on YouTube, if you're listening on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check out our playlist with all of our One Calls the Heart content, including we recently did those junket interviews with Kavan and Kevin and Chris McNally. So we had a bunch of those lately, which has been fun. Plus, then we had the interview with Alex, a solo interview. And we've done many, many over the years with pretty much everybody. So you definitely want to check those out. And make sure to check out our Patreon group. That's the biggest way you can support everything that we're doing. You get to be part of cool experiences like our watch-alongs, and you can listen to the episodes ad-free. So I try my hardest to make it very worth the investment to join the Patreon. And then we have the merch store where we have tons of Hardee's inspired merch. So you definitely want to check that out. And thanks so much, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Bye.